Hello and welcome. My name is Scott Gallagher Starr. I'm Instruction and Reference Librarian at Northwest Christian University, and today I'm going to talk about how to use Primo search tool to search out articles in response to a PICO question that you generate for your class. Now, PICO questions talk about populations of people, interventions, comparisons, and outcomes. So I'm going to break a question down into simpler pieces so that we can see how to search for that in Primo. Because if I just throw my question into Primo and hope for responses, I'm not going to get very much. First, I want to lay out the entire PICO question that I'm responding to here, and then we'll start to break it down. The question is, for Hispanic men, does a supervised weight loss program result in more weight loss when compared to a supervised exercise program? The first piece that we're going to talk about is the population. What we've got here is Hispanic men. And I can tell you from experience that the phrase Hispanic men is one possible way to describe the population of people we're trying to get out here who have a particular genetic heritage. But it's not the only possible way. And so we kind of need to think about other ways of describing the same population. I've prepared a simple breakdown here. It may not be the only possible way of looking at this. The phrase Hispanic men covers a group of men, which can be described as men or a single man or male or males, all of these words work, who is Hispanic or Latino or Chicano. Possibly there are other descriptors as well. We may not get all of them on the first try here, but these words combined into a phrase will cover most of the cases. So I'm going to go back to Primo here, and I'm going to show you that Primo has a way of coping with multiple words and phrases that you need to use in a search. So you can see that previous searches are popping up in my search box here. This is all in response to various queries I've had. This is not me trying to find help for myself, in case you were wondering. What Primo allows you to do is use parentheses to group different words together into a single search. So first off, looking back at our different possible combinations here, Hispanic men is one possible search, but Hispanic men, Hispanic man, Hispanic male, Hispanic males are all possible searches. Latino, man, men, male, and males. Chicano, man, men, male, and males. Rather than typing all of that into Primo, I'm going to use some shortcuts to get Primo thinking in the right direction. So the first part of that is to use Hispanic or Latino or Chicano as a part of my search. And you can see here that I'm capitalizing the word or between each of these descriptors. What that tells Primo is I want articles that respond to any of these. It doesn't have to be all of them, just one of them is fine. And I'm quickly going to do a search here. This is not our ending point, but our starting point. So we're going to show here that we've got 2.1 million articles in response to those words. Chicano Latino, Harvard Latino Law Reviews, Celebrating Latino Folklore, and so on and so forth. So you can see that there's a lot of stuff. All of those terms can show up in this search. So I'm going to go back up here to my search box now, and we're going to combine it with and this time, meaning both groups of search terms have to be present, and man or men or male, and I'm going to put an asterisk after male here. And what that tells Primo is you can use the word man, you can use the word male or the word males, or in fact you can use the word malediction or maleficent or any other thing that starts with M-A-L and has anything else after it, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue for us. As we progress with this search, we'll see how a lot of that stuff will be weeded out anyway. So now what we're doing is looking for articles that mention the word Hispanic or Latino or Chicano in the information about them, and the word man or men or male or males or malediction in the information about them. Notice that we're not using it as a phrase, we're just looking for a combination of selections from these two groups of words that we've outlined. So I click the search button now, and right away we're going to see that as soon as Primo comes back to me here, Now we've got 219,000 articles, and now we've got family violence and men of color, which is another possible descriptor we might consider using. Wounded male spirit, so that's got it both ways. Black and Latino men, Hispanic Latino populations, educating Latino boys. Um, so for this search here, because the specifics of it, we're looking for Hispanic men, we're going to assume that we're looking at the adult age population and not the young adult or child age populations. This is important in clinical studies. We're not there yet, but we will begin to get to that point later. So now our search here is for Hispanic or Latino man or male or males. That's great, and we turn up 219,000 articles, but of course what we're actually interested in is stuff from peer-reviewed journals, so I'm going to select that right now. And I'll be ending this shortly, so we're just going to take a quick look. 78,000 peer ethnography to address health disparities among young urban black and Latino men who have sex with men. So this article talks about our population. Great. It's not the article we want to end up with, but we've got the right kind of population idea going here. So note the whole search, Hispanic or Latino or Chicano, and man or male asterisk. All right, so that gets at our population group. I'm going to end this recording now so that you have a chance to experiment with providing your own population group terms. Be creative. Think about how people in the discipline, that is nursing or its allied fields, medical, may talk about the population that you're interested in. Come up with different words and phrases to describe them, and just try those words and phrases out in Primo. We're not going to worry about the clinical side of it just yet. We just want to get to the population side of it. So you go ahead and experiment with that, and I'll be back with my next video talking about what to do with what you're experimenting with.